Last time we talked, you said you had a story about the FEF Spark.
Yes, I see it every day in my classroom.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so classrooms across FISD have completely transformed, in large part because of grants given by the Friendswood ISD Education Foundation.
Grants have really transformed my classroom since the first year I started teaching here in Friendswood. I came in as a first-year teacher, and that's really tough because you have to build everything on your own. Paper and pen can only go so far, and so I knew I needed lots of manipulative, hands-on games. I wanted those things for my kids, and that wasn't something that I could just go to the store and buy on my own. So grants allowed me to write what I needed for my class, and with the help of my team, they knew exactly what we would need to start off, and that's really the foundation of how I built my classroom.
When I was growing up, going to the library meant that you got to check out a book and you learned a little bit about the Dewey Decimal System and maybe a little bit about how dictionaries and encyclopedias worked, and it's a totally different experience. Kids are going to the library to learn how to create. They're going into maker spaces and technology labs and science labs and STEM and having STEM opportunities, and I love that our libraries and Friendswood ISD have followed that model, that we're here to create and engage and work together to spark curiosity. And I'm so grateful that through the grants that I'm able to provide that for so many of our students.
These grants have changed the way students learn.
I think it changes their way of thinking. So when students are given hand-on manipulatives or a different way of thinking, if we're doing a STEM activity, it expands their horizon so much more than just the basic everyday lesson. Kids are building, they're creating, they're using their imagination to make it their own. And so I love that for my classroom, where there's voice and choice, and they can choose their learning a lot of the times through the manipulatives that were purchased at the Education Foundation Gala.
When I sit on a normal chair, like one of those chairs at those desks that you just have to sit like that, well, that actually just makes me feel bored when I'm reading books. But when I'm sitting in like a wobbly chair or a tall stool or like a beanbag, that makes it more fun when I read books. It also makes me like more focused on the topic that the book's about when I read.
Our gifts make stations fun because you get to have fun, fun, and she gets new stuff for us and she tries it out.
The grants have also changed the way teachers educate.
There's lots of hands-on activities. You're not just teaching a lesson and going to your desk. A lot of the time it's, what do I have to teach this lesson? What materials can I use that these kids can put their hands on right after I show them? But now I want that in my classroom, and so that it's not just pencil and paper. I want it to be hands-on activities that they're learning by doing.
The only way these changes are possible is through the generosity of donors.
To the Friendswood ISD community, for those of you that have supported the Education Foundation or are planning to support the Education Foundation, I cannot thank you enough. Every dollar that you donate goes to improving our children's education, and it is not wasted. We're going to make sure that anything that we have, we are going to use and take care of, and it's going to last us for years to come.
Thank you so much for helping improve our school and our reading time at the library, and I'm really thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for investing in not only my classroom, but the classrooms of the schools across the district. It's making impacts daily on these kids, K through 12th, and it doesn't matter how big or small the grant is, all of them are so impactful in the learning of our kids in our community. It's growing our future, and our future is super bright with these kids at Friendswood ISD.
Isn't that awesome?
That's super awesome. My classroom is like that too. One of my favorite things in class is when we have visitors from the community.
Mine too. I heard that there's a class at the high school that always gets visitors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'll tell you about that next time.